Guys, can't hear. Guys, can't hear. Okay. Higher. Higher.
I just wanted to take the time to thank you for today and for the opportunities athletes have to play and compete. I pray that you are with both teams on the field and that they remember the reason behind why they play sports. I also ask that you watch over the coaches, parents, officials, and students. We also thank you for your faithfulness and for all of the opportunities that you give us in the school year of each and your 9 athletic years.
Just about ready to go from McCowan Field. Andrew Rogers, glad to have you alongside here on the Eagles Sports Network as Carson-Newman gets set to take on Limestone. It's senior night. The Eagles will honor 3 seniors at halftime of the men's game as Carson-Newman kicks it off, and we're underway. The Eagles looking to get back on track after losing to Columbus State earlier this week. Back in sack play as here's a foul along the back line as we get rolling here in Mossy Creek. Andrew Rogers, delighted to have you alongside for this South Atlantic Conference women's soccer match. Plenty to play for, plenty we'll talk about for how these two teams match up here today. Both still vying for sack seeding, heading down the stretch with just 2 games left in league play. Abby Zander right to work in the near side corner as she gets defended well along this near corner by Hodney, and it's forced out for an Eagles throw. Ball back to the feet of Zander. Trips on the ball, able to stay with it, pressured, and eventually touches it out. Nice defending by Sylvain Bloen, the freshman midfielder from France. Forced Zander to knock it out of play. Eagles win the throw, though. You tried to play it up the far side here, up the near side, but across the end line the ball goes. And it sets up the Saints with a goal kick. Almost 90 seconds in. Rosemary Elliott is the goalkeeper today for the Saints. Usually it's Samantha Aguilar-Hopkins, but it's Rosemary Elliott making her 4th start of the year, 8th appearance. Has seen limited work. Aguilar-Hopkins has been a fine keeper this year, but Andrew McLean, the first-year head coach of the Saints, goes with Rosemary Elliott here to start things on this beautiful Saturday evening in Mossy Creek. Temperatures nearing 80 degrees with rain not in sight today. Zander's ball toward the box will be controlled by Elliott. She tiptoes the end line to stay in bounds. As we are 2 minutes in, Eagles and the Saints battling it out. Carson-Newman football in action right now. Nearby at Berktar Stadium, Eagles in control, and it's just gone final. 37-7 win for Carson-Newman on homecoming for Carson-Newman. Eagles defeat Emory and Henry 37-7. First of 3 here in Mossy Creek. This being the second match. The men's team will play number 19 Limestone after the conclusion of this one. Ryan Wilkes will have the call of that one. Eagles back on possession in the midfield. It's Felicia Frick playing it back for Addie Henry. Eagles have been banged up along their defensive back line. It's forced Henry, who is a natural midfielder, to go back to a center back role where she has played well and often over this October stretch. Noelle Kreiser, usually a main center back, has been injured for much of October and really a majority of the year, and so Henry has needed her services back along the back line, and Coach Simon Duffy has raved about how well she's defended here, put under some pressure, and is able to put a nice move on Bader to get around her and clear it back forward. Henry is one of the 3 seniors that'll be honored at halftime of the men's game. Addie Henry, Abby Zander, and MJ Park, the 3 to be honored. Molly Zander across into the box. It'll be cleared offline by Emily Bozard. And the Eagles will get a throw in the attacking third. Then the long throw in headed out of bounds, and Carson-Newman will get a corner kick headed out by the captain Freya Jones. And 4 minutes in, the Eagles will line up a corner kick. Addie Henry stands over the ball. Felicia Frick, a short option if Henry elects to use it. Short pass off to Frick. Frick, a ground pass, top of the box. Yu trying to give it back to Henry. Over her head and out of play. Aguilar-Hopkins, the normal keeper for Limestone, a preseason All-SAC first-team selection. She has the 5th most saves in the league, but does not get the start today. It's Rosemary Elliott in goal right now. Nice run up along the near side here for Hodney. Trying to leave it off for Lucy Bertrand. And Carson-Newman was there defensively. Bertrand, one of the top options for the Saints. She has 3 goals and 2 assists for an offense that has struggled for Limestone this year. Only 10 goals in 13 games, less than a goal per match for Limestone. A reason why they are 3-9-1 and 2-7-1 in league play. Near side touch for Abby Zander, too heavy of a pass to Nielsen. Eagles get it back though. Garber plays one on near side. Zander trying to keep it in bounds, does. But it was defended well by Tuva Hodney to get the Saints possession back. Approaching 6 minutes in, neither team with a shot to speak of just yet. Eagles have threatened with possession in the attacking third and a corner kick. But nothing on the scoreboard yet for either of these two teams offensively. Saints win possession back, pressured here in the defensive half, and pass ends back to the feet of Rosemary Elliott. It's a good Saints team. Simon Duffy has said the record is really deceiving when you watch this team on film. They've played well against some good teams. They've defended well in particular. The offense has not been great. They have been able to play stellar defense to keep them in a lot of their matches. And the Saints. Far side ball over the head of Molly Zander. And out of play, Limestone will throw it in. Two teams meet for the 7th time ever. Zander with the interception in the far corner. The only shaded part of McCowan Field is where Molly stands, and she knocked it out of bounds. 7th all-time meeting. Eagles have won 5 in a row after dropping the first all-time meeting against the Saints 11 years ago. It's been all Carson-Newman in this series since. Plenty of space forward. Here's a ball near side, a streaking Saint. It's Servan Blowen. She makes a couple of touches. Leaves one off for Jones. While Betta tried to get it into the middle where Bertrand was standing, Eagles take it away. Fields pressured. Leaves one off for Annika Fend. Eagles try to reset here defensively in a scoreless match here at McCowan Field. Fans starting to exit the football game. Might see some more fans stop by McCowan Field here at Wayne and Beth Harvey Stadium. Check out some soccer action on this Saturday. It's already a pretty good crowd for senior night as the Eagles battle the Saints twice here this evening. Zander across into the middle. It was initially deflected off the head of Delgado, and the Saints tracked it down initially, but Savannah Fields and Carson-Newman comes back up with possession. Fields across into the box. Nielsen's there. It bounces once, and Rosemary Elliott will sprint out and field it. And rolls it near side for Hodney. Good move to get around Yude. Saints with a good sequence here. Ball back to the feet of the sophomore defender Hodney in a battle with Abby Zander. One of the captains, Hodney, plays it back to her center back. And fellow captain Neva Warrender. That ball goes too far and out of play. Limestone with the second lowest goal output in the SAC this year. Saints have been shut out in 3 straight matches. They haven't scored in 4 games, and they've been shut out 7 times in 13 matches. Eagles defensively to match the Limestone struggles have 3 shutouts and have allowed just under 2 goals per game. The defense has been really good at times and has struggled at times, but a lot of that can be due to the fact that Carson-Newman's played the toughest schedule in the region. Good ball played on here. It's over the head of Garber. Kabachi comes out to flick it out of the box and back forward to Zander, who heads it out of play. Limestone quick throw. Bertrand controls. And now the feet of Freya Jones, plays it back. Malbetta toward the top of the box. Touch for the Saints. Try to get around Henry was Laura Bader. Had it taken away from her. Now Frick comes up with it for Carson-Newman. Great pass up the far sideline. Molly Zander goes. Zander still on the ball. Leaves it off Nielsen. Molly with another touch. Plays it into the far corner. Frick trying to get to it. Able to get there first. Her cross blocked out of bounds. No, it stays in play. Along that far sideline, the Saints come up with it. Molly Zander in the right place at the right time for another interception to keep it in Carson-Newman's attacking third. Eagles still searching for their first shot. Bad pass by Garber. It goes out of bounds along the near sideline, and Carson-Newman will throw it in, or Limestone will throw it in. Approaching 11 minutes into this opening half here at McCowan Field. 6-6-2 Carson-Newman battling 3-9-1 Limestone right here on the Eagles Sports Network. Eagles 4-4-1 in league play. The Saints 2-7-1. Carson-Newman should be in the South Atlantic Conference tournament. Limestone fighting to get in the tournament. Break down those scenarios as this first half goes on. Touchback here for Elliott, who tries to reverse it near side now. Hodney tries to split two. Gave it up, though, and the Saints reset. Bad pass right to Molly Zander. Didn't have to move for possession. And now gets it knocked away from her. Well defended by Freya Jones. Here's a through ball. Kabachi well outside her box. Able to come up and clear it forward. Dangerous when your keeper's 20 yards outside the box, but it was a smart decision by the freshman. Now the Eagles reset to the defensive third. Nielsen tried to battle for the ball. Ends up out of bounds off the Saints. No shots to speak of yet. Just the one Carson-Newman corner and one Limestone foul to talk about statistically in the first 12 and a half minutes. The ball is cleared out of bounds. Still a throw for Carson-Newman. Emery and Henry walking through the parking lot back to the MSAC in the background there. The Wasps fall on Carson-Newman's homecoming here today. Throw in goes off Carson-Newman. Out of bounds goal kick for Limestone. So Limestone sits in a tie for 9th place entering today. Just 1 point away from being tied in the top 8 to qualify for the conference tournament. Top 8 teams get in. Top 4 host the quarterfinals before you go off and play the semifinals and the championships at a different site. Well, the Saints battling to get in right now. 1 back of Tusculum and 2 points away from Mars Hill, who's 7th. Saints play Mars Hill in the regular season finale. Carson-Newman plays Tusculum. So the Saints would obviously hope the Eagles could take care of business against the Pioneers, and the Saints would need to get at least 1 point in their final 2 matches in order to be in pretty good position to make the South Atlantic Conference tournament. That's the Limestone side of things. For Carson-Newman, Eagles should be in. Here's a ball played into the box. Zander tries to track it down, and it goes across the end line out of bounds. Carson-Newman in the South Atlantic Conference standings sits in 5th place, but with 13 points, 4 points back of Anderson. And despite 4 losses in league play, Carson-Newman still has an outside chance to host a quarterfinal game. As we've said, the team should be in the tournament and has clinched a spot, but it's about where they seed. Right now would be the 5th seed, would have to go to Anderson, but with 4 points back, Anderson's at Wingate today. Keep you updated on that score as we go throughout today's broadcast. And they go to Newberry on Wednesday. Anderson with a win clinches a home quarterfinal match in either of their 2 matches. Eagles would have to win 2 today and Wednesday, and Hope Anderson would only secure 1 point in their final 2 matches. So there's a chance. And Anderson's got a tough Wingate team and a stingy Newberry squad that is tough to play at their place with that surface and the challenges it can present. This ball's rolling across in the defensive half, and it goes off Sander. Saints keep it in play and clear it back toward the middle of the field. This ball goes out. It's off of Carson-Newman. And Selena Yu took an accidental throw in. Thought it was her ball, but it'll be a Saints throw. So the Eagles have that outside chance to host on November 4th when the South Atlantic Conference quarterfinals begin. Definitely a possibility for Simon Duffy's team. They hosted last year, fell to Wingate in the opening round. That loss ultimately set Carson-Newman back and ended their season. Eagles 8th in the region rankings. They were just sent out on Wednesday. But with no team from the Conference Carolinas in that top 8, Carson-Newman's really the first team on the outside looking in right now. Sander tries to take it away from a Saint. She's able to track it down now. Sander tries to cross it in. It's deflected out of bounds, and Carson-Newman will get a second corner kick of this opening half. We're more than 16 minutes in now, and neither team has taken a shot. Eagles have their second corner coming here in hopes of trying to get a shot on frame against Rosemary Elliott. Ball played in, back post, headed into the back of the net, and Carson-Newman strikes first. A perfectly timed header, and the Eagles are on the board. Alba Delgado puts Carson-Newman ahead 1-0. A perfect corner kick into the box to the back post. It sailed over Rosemary Elliott, and the Eagles put it home. Delgado buries it for the Eagles, her 4th of the year. And it increases Carson-Newman's lead. It gives the Eagles the lead off a set piece. The game's first shot, a header into the back of the net for Alba Delgado, the UT Martin transfer. And now the Saints put to work offensively. An offense that has struggled. Advantage played as Limestone is fouled right around the sack logo. Felicia Frick, the assist on the excellent corner. Frick's 6th of the year. And Carson-Newman goes on top 1-0. Eagles with early offensive success on senior night. Free kick taken, sent in toward the box. It goes over the head of Ude. The foul called on that ball, so it won't be a goal kick. It'll be a free kick for Carson-Newman inside the box. Felicia Frick, her 6th assist on Alba Delgado's 4th goal of the year, has Carson-Newman up 1-0 on the Eagles' second corner of this opening half. The Eagles have been able to manage a ton of corners this year, and they're able to strike on one here in the opening half. Out for more, though, as Fields leads one off for Fend. Fend weighs her options, lifts one toward the top of the box, and it's booted out of there to the feet of Kendall Garber. Fields ground pass Ude, off to Nielsen from distance, sails it wide and right of goal. First true shot for Carson-Newman. It goes wide right off the freshman's foot and out of play. The Eagles come up with a turnover. Xander trying to give it to Nielsen. Ball gets booted out of there. Fields Runs it down for Carson-Newman. Eagles possess it again. Pass off for Fields. Over 19 minutes into this opening half. Ball goes out. Carson-Newman will throw it in along the far side. Eagles taking their time here. Fend waiting. Now throws it in toward the box. Fields double teamed. Ball still fought for around the box. Saints pass it around and clear it out of there. Good sequence for Limestone defensively to not allow Carson-Newman to get a good sequence. This ball goes off Limestone, or off Carson-Newman, I should say, for a Limestone throw. Stands nearly full here at McCowan Field on a beautiful Saturday evening. One of the hottest days you would imagine for October 28th. I think it's supposed to be in the mid-40s, maybe low 40s, when Carson-Newman is back here and battles Tusculum on Wednesday. We've got a Saint shaken up near midfield. Clock will stop with 24:47 to go, with an injured Saint along the far side. Medical staff comes out for Limestone with an injured player down. Annika Fend there for Carson-Newman. Checking out the injured Saint as well. Limestone trails Carson-Newman 1-0, 24:47 to go. Alba Delgado a header off a Felicia Frick corner is the goal for Carson-Newman. Laura Bader is the injured Saint. Will be helped off the field. Graduate forward. Eagles are going to bring on Cameron Giles. And Krista Nielsen will check out for Carson-Newman. So both teams are going to make a change. The Saints bring in Emily Torres to replace Bader as she gingerly walks across the brand new turf here at McCowan Field. Saints are going to be put to the test. Bader walks off the pitch. This is a Saints team that's only scored 10 times this year, and they trail 1-0 here in this opening half. Alba Delgado's header as Carson-Newman ahead. Eagles will possess it here in the defensive half as we resume play. Garber with it, near side, Zander. Eude trying to play one forward. Nobody there for Carson-Newman. Eagles battle for it. Player goes down. Foul committed. And Malbeda grabs Delgado. Eagles free kick at midfield. Zander cut down. No call. Clean tackle according to our officials. Ball goes out. Zander a little shaken up as she'll try to jog it off, and the Saints put the ball back in play. Henry a missed touch, but nobody there for Limestone. Garber and Fend pass it in the defensive half. A lot of pressure here from the Saints. They've definitely picked up their intensity after the goal. Making Carson-Newman work for possession now. This ball played forward. Giles in the near side corner. Giles tries to get around a defender as it taken off her feet. And let's see, we have a foul committed on Carson-Newman. Giles grabbed Emily Bozard after Bozard took it away from Giles. Gives Limestone a free kick. Zander heads it forward to Giles. Yude and Giles collide with each other. Yude comes out of the pack with possession. See the Saints, every time Carson-Newman passes it around, there's a blue jersey right there, putting pressure on the Eagles. Substitute Torres comes up with the interception, but Molly Zander takes it back for the Eagles.
Check, Bobby, check, Bobby. Feet. Open.
Zander to Yude. Great sequence here for Carson-Newman. Yude gives it away. Trying to get it back for the Eagles, but the Saints had it initially. Fields took it away. An interception by Malbetta. Now she'll work forward as the Saints make a run forward. It's Torres on the far side. Torres has it taken away by Henry. Torres gets it back, and a foul committed as Torres took it away from Henry, but not before committing a foul. Gives Carson-Newman the free kick along the far side. Eagles up 1-0. Alba Delgado's header the difference right now. Ball played toward the top of the box. Torres there. She's on sides. Missed touch, though, and Henry boots it out of there. Saints have been able to develop a couple of things in the attacking third, but have not managed a shot just yet. Ball lifted toward the box. Zander gets there before the keeper. Nobody's right in the middle of the middle of the box for Carson-Newman, and the Saints just boot it away. Fenn to throw in for Zander. Far corner. Zander across. Delgado's there. Delgado a shot. Elliott punches it out of there. It's loose and cleared. Another good look for Alba Delgado. She already has one here this evening. Forced Elliott to make a save with her right paw that time. Elliott not very tall either. 5'6" compared to Aguilar Hopkins, who is 6 foot. In goal for the Saints. Torres was wide open, but was offside behind the defense before that ball was passed. Eagles will take a free kick. Delgado's 18th minute goal is Carson-Newman's third earliest goal this year. Only goals earlier were in a home game against Catawba a couple of weeks back, and then a road 8th minute goal by Annika Fend at Newberry at the end of September. Eagles strike early once again. Now try to hold on to this 1-0 lead for the rest of this first half. Missed touch by Garber. Kabachi, top of the box, dives on it as Hodney was the one sprinting on, trying to get there before the freshman goalkeeper. 19:15 and counting left in this opening half. Eagles by a goal. I think a foul committed here by Carson-Newman will give the Saints a throw, or a free kick, just shy of midfield. We'll take it quickly and pass it back.
Come! Yes, come!
Good work by Giles to put pressure on the ball, and Limestone brings a substitute in. Thorberg in for the Saints. Zander wins the ball for Carson-Newman, plays it back to Kabachi. Saints enter this match off a loss to North Georgia on Wednesday, a 2-0 loss. They had a tie against Lincoln Memorial a week ago. They're in the midst of a tough stretch. Lost to Catawba 2 weeks ago, 4-0. A tie with LMU, and then the loss to North Georgia last time out. Dangerous ball right to Giles. Giles from long distance. It's hooking, and it goes in. Rosemary Elliott gave it away, and Giles hooked it in from distance. It's 2-0. Look what I found. Cam Giles, third goal of the year for her. The Eagles up 2 with 17:54 left in the opening half. Just a bad giveaway by Elliott. Right to Giles, and that ball hooked right into the back of the net. Maybe a freebie for Carson-Newman, and certainly one that the Saints could not afford to give up for an offense that has been tough to come by this year. Dangerous chance here. Torres leaves one off. The Saints have something developing. Ude gets the ball, gets her foot on that ball before Kabachi covers it up before Bertrand got there. Cam Giles with her third of the year, first since September 20th. Here at home against Emory and Henry. She gets back in the scoring column and increases Carson-Newman's lead to 2. Touch for Delgado at midfield. Battling between two players, and Delgado calling for the foul. Eagles have 4 shots and 3 are on goal. The most efficient game Simon Duffy's team has played to this point of the year. Good sequence here as Bertrand trying to leave one off for Henry. Now the ball booted back toward midfield. Saints backtracking. It's loose. Player goes down. A foul. .16 minutes to go in the opening half. It's Carson-Newman 2 and Limestone nothing here on senior night. Carson-Newman will honor Addie Henry, Abby Zander, and MJ Park at halftime of the men's game. So tune into the men's game. We'll be live to show you senior day festivities here from McCowan Field. Simon Duffy likes to do it away from his game. He doesn't want those emotions and that to factor into the game. He says, let's worry about the game and we'll do all that other stuff, we'll say, after today's game. Frick plays it off for Fields. Fields plays it back for Abby Zander. Zander to Fields, back to Zander. Abby boots it in toward the box, and right there is Rosemary Elliott to secure it. Rough day for her in goal right now. He's allowed 2 in the first 30 minutes. Ball played into space for the Saints. Garber gets to it first, plays it back. Kabachi. And it ends up right in front of Carson-Newman's bench and out of play. Anita Arnadottir in for Carson-Newman along with Carly Pettit. Molly Zander out, Abby Zander out as well. Eagles were still subbing, and the Saints just took the throw. Delaney Williams in as well for the Saints. Eagles get a throw in front of a packed McCowan Field that has seen Carson-Newman score twice in the opening half. Alba Delgado and Cameron Giles, the goal scorers for Simon Duffy's squad. 2 transfers into the program. Touch here for Rosemary Elliott. Plays it back forward for Stina Rosewall. Saints try to pass it along the defensive half here in their own box. Eagles applying some pressure. The Saints content with passing it around right now before working forward now. Ball bounces once, Pettit there. It's loose, Frick, a touch and finds Fend.
Can we expose it? Go. Down the line, down the line, down the line. Love it. Keep going.
Eagles stay with it here. Delgado far side. Savannah Fields. Fields chips one in. Giles there. A header to Arnaudotter. Arnaudotter fumbles initially. Leaves it back for Giles. It was behind her. Eagles trying to keep possession here in the box. Eventually gets cleared forward. Good developing sequence there. Arnaudotter was one touch away from a good shot at frame, but was unable to get the clean touch with Saints bearing down on her. Well, maybe one of Carson-Newman's better and more efficient first halves for the Eagles. Here's a foul on Limestone, far side. Eagles will get a throw in. Advantage played initially, but that ball was going to go out of bounds, so the head official brings it back and grants Carson-Newman a free kick. So we head down the final 12 minutes of this opening half. Henry will take it right on the end line. Into the sideline free kick here for Henry. Starts up against the fence, sends it in. Elliott punches it away. Arnaudotter there for Carson-Newman. Plays it back for Frick. Henry tries again. Left it off for Frick. It ricochets here, rolling near side. It'll go right to the end of the sideline, kept in play. Pettit. Leaves it off Giles, and it's deflected out. Carson-Newman throw. We've got subs waiting at midfield. Maya Binkson set to check in for Carson-Newman. Sophomore sprints on to replace Selena Yude. Saints without a shot in the opening half. Carson-Newman's defense has been phenomenal. Giles on the ball. Leaves it off into the middle of the field for Fields. Fields goes far side, Annika Fend. Give and go, not there. Well defended by the Saints. Albetta took it away, and now a through ball here with Henry down. A 1v1 opportunity. Garber collides. Player goes down. Garber stayed on her feet and took it away. Dangerous play there. It was Garber one-on-one with Delaney Williams, and Garber got there right as Williams did, but the freshman stayed on her feet and was able to clear it. Binks in a touch for Fields. Fields sprints across midfield, goes near side. Pettit, can she keep it in bounds? The freshman does, and now crosses one in toward the box, headed away. Fields, a takeaway, a shot! Wide left. Savannah Fields with a spectacular steal and nearly got one to go from the top of the box. It just hooks wide left of the left post and out of play. Just the second time Carson-Newman has misfired a shot in this opening half. 4 for 6 on shots on goal. Elliott takes the goal kick, a strong kick, goes all the way toward midfield. Fields wins possession, goes near side. Look at Pettit's sprint in space. This ball gets knocked off her feet, out of bounds. Off Hodney for the Saints. Eagles throw it in. Speed for Bertrand. A touch for Delaney Williams, trying to get around Garber. Garber falls down. Now it goes near side, a touch for Hodney. Hodney got around the freshman Pettit. Cross into the box, back post, Fend is there. It's still loose, Bertrand there. It's deflected out, ricochets outside the box. And Fend eventually Nearly took it out of bounds. Carson-Newman kept it in play. But the Saints control. Jones. Cross. Williams waits, and it's cleared. Carson-Newman defended that sequence well. It's still alive, though, for the Saints, who have a throw in with 8 minutes to go, working in the attacking third now. Torres, far corner. Here's a cross. It bounces a couple of times. It's loose. Another touch. It deflects out to Malbetta. She's pressured by Delgado. Good defending by Alba Delgado. The ball gets cleared over the head of Warrender. Dangerous ball here. Giles putting a lot of pressure on Elliott, who just passes it right back to her defender. Saints have started to muster up some offensive opportunities, but nothing to show for statistically for the Saints. Fields the interception, grounds a pass into the middle for Giles. Tried to find Delgado. She wasn't ready for it. And the Saints come back up with possession. Eagles have more subs waiting, or just one. Alicia Teske in for Cameron Giles for the final 7 minutes of this opening half, with Carson-Newman ahead by 2 goals. Near side, dribbling is Pettit. Now goes back to her fellow freshman defender, Garber. Mistouch by Maya Binkson. And the Saints come back up with it. Right to Henry goes the pass, though. Henry goes down, and Garber there to clean it up. Sun behind a cloud as the lights begin to turn on here on a beautiful Saturday evening in Mossy Creek. Nice cross in. It bounces once, and Rosemary Elliott there inside her 6-yard box, able to pick up the cross. Certainly going to cool things down with the sun finding a cloud for now and going down here eventually. Ball rolls across the sideline, out of bounds. Eagles will throw it in. We've got a Saint waiting to check in. Alicia Simmons to come on for the Saints. Junior forward from Grovetown, Georgia. Maybe. Well, she's stepped on and now has stepped off. And now will come on. We had a Saint shaken up on this far side. It was Hannah Malbetta shaken up for the Saints, so she checks out in favor of Simmons for the final 6 minutes. Arnadottir split a few defenders, stays with the ball. Ground pass for Teske. Teske trying to leave one far side. Fields gets there, gets tackled down. Goes out of bounds off Carson-Newman. Simon Duffy's team leads Limestone 2-0 heading down the stretch of this opening half. Delgado tries to split 2. Player goes down, a foul. Tried to split 2 Saints, and they fouled Delgado. Five minutes to go. Henry lines up a free kick. Carson-Newman will send everyone forward except Garber stands at the center circle. Henry, ball toward Binkson, got her head on it. Flag comes up from our near side official. Offsides on Binkson. Each team's been offsides once in this opening half. And the ball back with the Saints for a free kick. Well, should this score stand at the half, Carson-Newman will lead at the half for just the 5th time in 15 matches this year. Eagles unbeaten, 3-0-1 when leading after 45 minutes. And under Simon Duffy have only lost 1 time when leading by at least a goal at halftime. Henry with plenty of space, plays a ball on. It bounces once and is controlled by Elliott. The Eagles have scored the first goal for the 7th time this year. Also an impressive 5-1 when doing so. And 45-4-5 when scoring first as well. The only time they've lost this year was that Catawba match. Eagles scored in the 4th minute before giving up 4 in a row to fall to the nationally ranked Catawba College Lady Indians, who are number 1 in the country, but have suffered their first loss of the year. Good run forward for Lucy Bertrand. Has the most goals scored with 3 on this team. Has not got her offense to muster up a look in this first half. Ball played toward the back line. Simmons trying to feed one forward. Saints track the ball down and keep possession with 3 minutes remaining in the opening half. Rodney. Garber deflects it. Out of bounds. Limestone throw. Saints trying to get back within 1 before half number 1 comes to a close. Cross sent in, headed away by Frick. Back into the corner, Hodney. Around 1 defender. Nice turn on Pettit. Gets more space. Crosses one in. Frick boots it away. But the Saints control. Bozard sent it in. Nice work by Arnadottir. Took it right away from Hodney. And the Eagles win a free kick. And if you're just joining us, an Alba Delgado header in the 18th minute off a corner kick by Felicia Frick made it 1-0. And then Cameron Giles off a mistake from Rosemary Elliott, booted a long-distance shot in for her 3rd of the year, made it 2-0 in the 28th minute. That's how Carson-Newman's got out to a 2-0 lead, maybe wanting more before the first half closes. Teskey, manual transfer dribbling far side. Back pass to Frick. Ball goes out. Carson-Newman will throw it in. Elena Corbett will check in for Carson-Newman to replace Alba Delgado with 70 seconds left. Good run for Delgado. We'll get the final 60-second break, a 60-second head start before halftime to rehydrate. Corbett into the match, slots in to a defensive role. Henry moves forward. Arnadottir off for Fields. Touch off Pettit, now to Henry. Henry a turn, a shot from distance. It's deflected up into the air, nearly over the head of Rosemary Elliott, who secures it for the Saints. Final 30 seconds of this opening half. Ball gets over the head of Garber. Corbett there for Carson-Newman, and she boots it out of there for now. 20 seconds. Saints try to work forward here. They get it across midfield. Rodney plays it toward the box. Kabachi there. And that should wrap up an impressive first half for Simon Duffy's team. Alba Delgado and Cameron Giles score for Carson-Newman. And the Eagles strike twice to go up 2-0 at halftime here at McCowan Field. It's Carson-Newman 2, Limestone nothing. We'll take a break and have the second half action right here from McCowan Field after these messages on the Eagles Sports Network. Andrew Rogers back here at McCowan Field. It's 2-0 Carson-Newman as we get set to begin the second half of play. The Saints haven't scored in 3 games and they trail by 2. Tall task at hand for an offense that has struggled this year. Carson-Newman's defense was spectacular in that opening half as we kick off the second half with a touchback to the defense for the Saints that allowed 2 first-half goals for Carson-Newman. Off the foot, or the head, I should say, of Alba Delgado and the foot of Cam Giles. Turnover here. We've got a handball. Where was it? Dangerous ball. Xander had the interception. A Saint had to go off their hand or maybe elbow. And I think this ball is going to get spotted just outside the box. Let's see where the officially marks it. Yep, it's going to be a couple of yards outside the box. Henry and Frick stand over it. How about this? An excellent opportunity 40-plus seconds into this second half for Carson-Newman to get insurance. Yude comes to have a conversation, and now she'll leave. So it's either going to be Frick or Henry. Maybe one touch from Frick and a shot from Henry. Let's see. One touch from Frick. Here goes Henry. A shot right to Rosemary Elliott. So Elliott comes up with the save on Henry's first shot on goal. Third save for Elliott, who gave up 2 goals in that first half. Ball bounces back to Henry along the back line. Grounds a pass to Fields. Fields turns. Eagles certainly will still try to get on the attack, but they'll be more careful maybe and selective with how they work forward. They don't want to get Limestone some good chances in the second half and give one back and put more pressure onto the defense. Yuta touch around a defender, plays it forward. Xander sprinting on, can't get to that ball before it ends up out of bounds. Saints will throw it in 2 minutes into the second half. Eagles held the Saints shotless in that opening half. Opening 45 minutes, Limestone did not record a shot. It's the first time Carson-Newman has not allowed a shot. Here's a dangerous ball. Kabachi touched it as the offensive player for the Saints, Bertrand, tried to get it around her, and Kabachi made a dangerous play, but a good one. Eagles held the offense of the Saints without a shot as the player is down for Carson-Newman. It's Annika Fend. Shaken up, clock stops with 42:39 left. First time all year that Carson-Newman's defense has held a team without a shot. You got to go back to the Emery and Henry game of 2022 to find the last game that features a Carson-Newman defense to hold a team to no shots and a half. Rosemary Elliott will put this ball back into play. Fenn steps off for a second and now runs back out there as Elliott continues to control it and now sends a nice punt forward. One that bounces and hits Xander and Simmons well across midfield. Look at Abby Xander sprint up the far sideline. She did this against Bluefield State earlier this month. Races up the far side, gets taken down, and a foul called. Well, this will serve as a corner kick. Clock will stop with 42:03 left, and a yellow card shown to Tuva Hodney. It's going to serve as a Carson-Newman corner, essentially. Not officially, but from where it is, it's 10 yards in front of where a normal corner kick would be taken. So Eagles have already scored once off a set piece. Why not a second time here? Frick will stand over it for Carson-Newman. Or check that. That's Addie Henry in the far corner. Chips it in, back post. Frick got her head on it. Bounces out toward the top of the box. Bouncing around. It's loose. Yude runs into a Saint, and a foul called on Carson-Newman. Saints escape that sequence without allowing a goal. And if you're Limestone in this situation, you got to keep this deficit at 2 and hope that your offense can at least get a shot off. And if they can start getting some offensive attack forward, try to get one back and put pressure on Carson-Newman's defense. Something that Andrew McLean's team has not done here tonight. We mentioned the Saints' offensive struggles. Second lowest goal output among South Atlantic Conference teams. They've been able to get 9.5 shots per game, so shots have truly not been a huge issue, but tonight it has been. Touch near side for Roswell. Good move by Torres into the middle. Williams trying to play it back for Stina Roswell. And it goes out of bounds across the end line for a Carson-Newman goal kick. Berna Kabachi has seen no shots go her way at all, but has had to come make a couple of plays, particularly outside the box. When Carson-Newman's defense has been pressed forward, the Saints have tried to lob balls behind them. So she's come out a couple of times to make stops, unofficial saves technically, but certainly has limited the chance each time for Carson-Newman. Ball up the far side. Garber's going to watch this one go out of bounds for a goal kick. 5 minutes into the second half, it's 2-0 Carson-Newman. Pressure here, Henry with a bad touch. Turnover, Williams just outside the box. Here's a shot, Kabachi punches it out of there. Eagles gave one away, and Delaney Williams fired one toward goal. Limestone's first shot is one on goal that Kabachi has to lift over top the crossbar. Excellent save for the freshman, makes up for the mistake. And now the Eagles have to defend a corner. Best sequence offensively for the Saints tonight. Corner kick will be taken by Freya Jones. Cross in. It's deflected out. The Saints there. Here's a shot from distance. Never had a chance. Wide left off the foot of Sylvain Blowen. And the Eagles escape defensively, do allow the first 2 shots for the Saints tonight, but they escape that sequence and keep Limestone off the board. Ball trickles back to Roswell in the defensive line. The Eagles have now scored 13 of their 22 goals. Nice move from Rosemary Elliott. That was dangerous with Molly Zander bearing down on her. He is able to get it outside the box and work forward. Eagles have 13 of their 22 goals this year here at McCowan Field. Here's a shot right at Kabachi off the left foot of Alicia Simmons. So Limestone all of a sudden here has started to find some offensive rhythm after being held without a shot in the first 48+ minutes of this match. They've compiled 3 in the last 4. Ball goes out of bounds. Limestone will throw it in. Lots of time left in the second half. 37-20 and counting. It's all about just getting one back if you're the Saints and then go from there. For Carson-Newman, it's the exact opposite. Trying to keep this a 2-goal lead. And if you're able to add an extra goal of insurance, get a 3-goal advantage and hope that puts away the Saints for good. Touch forward. Henry comes up to intercept that ball off the feet of Delaney Williams. Eagles back across midfield with the ball. Far side, Fields Left it off for Tuva Hodney, and now back to Rosemary Elliott. Elliott, dangerous ball into the middle. Ude pressuring, pushing. Eventually forces a pass back, and now it's booted towards center circle. Good defending by Frick. Two teams battle for possession. It's still bouncing around. Eventually controlled by Carson-Newman. Sander. Frick falls down. Delaney Williams didn't think that was a foul. Frick goes down in the center circle, and Carson-Newman will take its time lining up a free kick. Well, it'll go quick, actually. Henry goes to Fenn near side. You dancing and drops one into the box. Nobody really making a run on that cross attempt, and the Saints go out the back door. Williams. Saints work forward initially, now play it back along their back line. Frick falls down. Saints go on the attack. Through ball right to Kabachi. Right idea from the Saints, but Kabachi does a good job to read it and cover it up inside the box. Lenore Rhine defeated Lincoln Memorial earlier today, 2-0. Bears stay atop the league table, tied with Catawba. Sander plays one on. It's headed back. She'll head it back forward to Nielsen. Nielsen was offside. Second time Carson-Newman's been offsides tonight. Coker took down Bluefield State on its senior day. Wingate and Anderson battling right now. And that's the one Carson-Newman is certainly going to want to check after this one. Wingate's got a 2-0 lead with 8.5 minutes to go. So should that result stand, Carson-Newman would need Anderson to tie Newberry on Wednesday. And the Eagles would have to beat Tusculum. If that happens, Carson-Newman would be hosting a quarterfinal game next Saturday, 1 week from today. The Eagles would have to hope the Trojans and Wolves next Wednesday play to a tie. Tie or loss for Anderson, and a Carson-Newman win would put the Eagles as the 4 seed and back at home for a quarterfinal match for another year. Ball gets deflected out across the end line, so Carson-Newman will fire up a corner kick for the third time. Eagles have scored off a corner kick tonight, their second corner of the night. Found the head of Alba Delgado to put Carson-Newman up 1-0. Giles added a goal 10 minutes later, and that's why it's 2-0. Frick, who already has assisted on one tonight, has 6 assists this year, tries again. Decides this time to leave it off for Henry. Now to Fields. Fields back for Frick. Cross in. Elliott right there. Nice little sequence there. Frick to Henry to Fields back to Frick. But Elliott able to get in good position to secure that shot attempt by Felicia Frick. Flag is up from our near side official. The St. Simmons was behind the defense. Saints offsides for the second time tonight, trailing 2-0. Sander comes up with the interception, and there she goes up the far side, trying to find her sister, and her sister stopped running, and they both kind of look at each other. One not happy with the other, not on the same page that time were Molly and Abby. Carson-Newman trying to extend a winning streak over Limestone to 6 games in a row after the Eagles dropped the first ever meeting between these two schools. The Eagles have rattled off 5 in a row. Ground pass into the midfield for Ude. Ude around a defender. Leaves one off. Nielsen, top of the box. She gets knocked down. Will play on. And the Saints come out of the pack with possession. Near side touch, Rosswall goes up the sideline, Torres.
Keep going over.
Nice turn for Torres, goes back near side. Another good touch, Williams. Sequence here. Ball into the box, Kabachi dives on it. Has sprinting Bozard going into the box. But Kabachi there to jump on top of it. The Eagles' defense holds strong once again. Far side corner. Garber tracks it down. Tackle. Ball is going to roll out of bounds. Who's it off of? It's off of Limestone. Free kick, Carson-Newman. The Eagles have been outshot in the second half, 3-2. Saints offense has started to heat up a little bit in this second half, but they're still scoreless. Giveaway here, Carson-Newman gives it back, and the Saints on the ball. Ball behind the defense, sprinting forward. Here's a chance, a shot, bottom right corner. Lucy Bertrand strikes for the Saints with 29:50 to go. Limestone within a goal. Lucy Bertrand with her 4th of the year. Exactly what the Saints needed. And now Limestone brings a substitute in. They'll bring Emma Dufresne in. And so the Saints make a change after Bertrand's 4th of the year. Just the 11th goal the Saints have scored in their last 4. And they're within a goal. That is exactly what Andrew McLean's group wanted and needed. Now it's up to Carson-Newman to respond. You to touch forward, Fields flips it up into the air for Nielsen. Beautiful ball forward. Flag is up, and we'll stop the clock. And the official is going to sprint forward. And we're going to have to take off 10 seconds. Clock didn't restart initially, and so the official wants to burn some time off here. Now we'll reset at 29:32, and play will continue once the official puts it in play. Ball goes out of bounds along the far side. Carson-Newman will throw it in. Certainly things have now changed in this match because of Lucy Bertrand's 61st minute goal. Garber put under pressure here, plays it back for Kabachi. Renewed life for the Saints. Turnover, a chance for the Saints. Pass off, Williams, top of the box, around a defender. Here's a shot, wide right. Oh boy, the Saints have heated up. Dufresne with the steal, and Williams with the shot wide right. Probably waited too long to fire that one at frame, or try at frame. The Eagles have started to be a little lackadaisical defensively to start this second half, and it's given Limestone life. Ball sent forward. Molly Zander going to get there, not before Orender sent it back toward the attacking third for the Saints. Near side. Ball into the box. Dangerous chance here. It's loose. Garber knocked it out of there for now. Tracked down. Dufresne cross. Headed out of there. Nielsen goes down. Possession won by Bertrand. But then Ude sprints out of the pack with possession. And there she goes up across midfield. Now turns back. And beats her defender to find ground pass is Molly Zander. Molly Zander around one defender. She sprints into space in the corner, crosses one in, and it's controlled by the Saints. And remember, this is a Saints team that has been stingy all year. They've put some good results out there. The record is 3-9-1, but they play better than the record shows. Giles and Arnaudot are in. Nielsen and Molly Zander out. So Carson-Newman's head coach Simon Duffy brings in 2 reinforcements to his attacking third, hoping for some renewed life. He brings in goal scorer Cam Giles, who scored her 3rd career goal earlier in the first half. Right now it's the game winner. Long throw into Giles in the corner. Giles keeps it in play. Works back toward the middle of the field. Leaves one off for Fend. Fend lifts one in. Good ball. It's loose. Deflected and cleared. Out to Giles, though. Giles across. Fields there. A high header. Elliott leaps up and grabs it. Well, one of Carson-Newman's better offensive sequences of this second half results in nothing. And out go the Saints the other way. Bertrand around a defender. And sends a pass far side, too far out in front for one of her teammates. It was Hodney trying to get up the far side, but the ball was out of bounds. Saints trying to mount a comeback and spoil Carson-Newman's senior night. Eagles will honor Abby Zander, Addie Henry, and MJ Park at halftime of the men's game that will follow here this evening. Ude breaks out of the pack with possession, goes with a through ball. It was deflected by Warrender and controlled by the Saints. Zander a header into the middle of the pitch. Ude lost it, controlled by Limestone. Limestone has certainly probably played the better part of this second half right now. Eagles have not been as possessive with the ball. And the Saints, now that they've got that goal to get back within one, have some renewed life offensively. Torres back in for the Saints. Ball knocked down. Final 24:50 and counting here from McCowan Field. Maya Binkson sprints onto the field. She'll replace Selena Ude. Eagles send Ude off here and bring in another sophomore in Binkson in the midfield. This ball booted out of bounds between the bleachers. Eagles will throw it in now in search of another insurance goal. Led by 2 for the entire first half after Giles' 28th minute goal. Led 2-0 at the break, but a Lucy Bertrand goal here in the 61st minute has changed how this game will play out the rest of the way. Ball into the box, dangerous ball here. Arnaudot collides with the defender. She is down in the box. Down on one knee, and now finally works back to her feet. Shaken up, Eagles will play on. Bertrand can't get to it. Garber there. Delgado. Goes near side, Fields, a header on. Into the box, Elliott's gonna venture out from outside her 6-yard box to control. Frick goes down. Here's a foul on Bertrand. Frick will take her time getting up. will stop the clock with 23:03. The official said Frick was taking too long. And now it will resume as Addie Henry gets ready for the free kick at midfield. Short pass to Fend. Fend, a high ball toward the box. Gets headed out of there, and Garber will track it down. Good ball here. Zander, can she keep it in? No. Excellent effort. But it goes out of bounds. Adele Thorberg back in for the Saints. We've got players running on the field and the ball getting ready to be thrown in. What's going on here? Yep, okay. So Thorberg and Mills will come back, and they'll replace a couple of Saints. Molly Zander is going to come in for Felicia Frick. Delaney Williams, one of the Saints to check out, along with Servain Blowen. So the Saints and the Eagles both make some substitutions. So we head down the final stretch of this one. Arnadottir got a foot on it, but ball gets knocked out of the box, and the Saints back the other way now. Garber got a foot on it. Too much steam on it. No Saint will be able to track this down, and Kabachi will pick it up. Well, all the momentum is on Limestone's side. And with so much time to go in this one, Carson-Newman definitely has to find a way to flip the momentum in this one. Because the way the Saints have picked up their intensity and energy level, it makes them, maybe this offense can muster up a second goal. To put that in perspective, for an offense that has struggled this year, the Saints have only scored multiple goals in 3 matches. 2 against Coker in a 2-1 win, 3 and again in a 3-0 win against Emory and Henry, and a 2-1 win over UNC Pembroke. So when they score multiple times, they win. Zander in a foot race, keeps it in play and passes it out of the corner. Simmons keeps it alive for the Saints. They go near side Torres. Torres sprints forward, a pass into the middle. Fields there to clear. Saints shaken up outside the box. They have the possession, so they'll keep going for now. Good sequence here. Nice turn by Jones. He's begging someone to get open. Torres back into the picture. Crosses one in. Henry clears. It's rolling, and it's knocked out by Fenn. Final 20 minutes in a critical South Atlantic Conference matchup at the end of October. Ball into the box, headed away. Eagles possess it now. Giles trying to get around a defender. That was great defense by Freya Jones. Ball booted in toward the top of the box. And Fend clears it and kept it in bounds for a throw. Well defended by the sophomore. Saints bringing a substitute in. Stina Rosswall back on for the Saints. She'll take the throw. Torres, a high cross, top of the box, kept alive. Simmons, a touch. It's deflected. Bertrand, through ball for Torres. Right idea, but Torres wasn't making a run and couldn't get there if she tried. And so it sets up a goal kick for Carson-Newman with 18.5 left. We do have a final between Anderson and Wingate. Wingate knocks off Anderson 2-0. So a Carson-Newman win today will bring the Eagles within a point of the Trojans in the SAC standings. And ultimately secures Wingate a quarterfinal home match as well, and third place. Into the middle. Simmons now. Sent in, right to Gabachi, outside the post, a shot. Sent on there. Eagles hold on here. They'll get 3 points and have 16 total and be one back of Anderson with 1 to play. Anderson has the tiebreaker, so that's why Carson-Newman has to win and hope for a tie or loss. That's just how the numbers work out as well. Advantage was played initially, and now the Saints are fouled. Carson-Newman commits the foul and gives Limestone a free kick at the center circle. Fans continuing to file in here at McCowan Field. Still the men's game to go. Our number 19th ranked Limestone team in town. Ball gets behind the defense. Limestone wanted a foul as Henry knocked down a Saint attacker and will stop the clock with 16:54 left and a yellow card shown to Emily Torres. I think she was impeding Kabachi's punt and got in the way. It didn't hit her, but she wasn't allowing Carson-Newman's keeper to boot it away, and I think that's why the official decided to show her a yellow card. Head official Kia Haslett. And so she'll set it down for Kabachi to control. Second yellow card on the Saints in this second half. Giles a touchback from Alexander. Eagles have not possessed it as much as they did in the first half. Trying to change that here as we head down the final parts of this one. Have the 1-goal lead, but have been silenced offensively in half number 2. Bertrand played it forward, back to Kabachi, who boots it out of there towards center circle. And now it's back with the goal scorer, Lucy Bertrand. Ball toward the box, booted out of there. Eagles come out of the pack with possession. Field reverses field near side for Fenn. Fenn gonna have to track this one down, does. Ground pass near side here for Giles. It's knocked out by the Saints. Alicia Teske will run onto the field for Carson-Newman to replace Anita Arnadottir. Reinforcement for Simon Duffy down the stretch. Alexander back to Henry. Nice header. We've got a player behind the defense, so it's Ellie Mills running forward. And I'm not sure her intent with that ball. Sent it toward the far side of the box, and Kabachi tracked it down. She probably was going to have some space to dribble maybe close to the box and fire a shot. Instead went far side with it, and Eagles track it down. Saints win another free kick. Zander crosses midfield. Near side, Giles sprinting forward. In a battle with the defender. And it's won. Well done by Stina Roswall. Giles tries to win it back. And the Saints clear it. Fields wins it for Carson-Newman. 14 minutes to go for McCowan Field. The first of 2 tonight. Eagles holding on to a slim 1-goal lead. Binkson for Teske, the Emmanuel transfer back for Fields. Good sequence here for Carson-Newman. Probably the best passing sequence. And right as I say that, Torres intercepted. Xander took it back. Fend sneaks it by Mills. Eagles pass it around. 13 and a half left. Henry goes into the middle. Headed away. Eagles wanted a handball. Will play on. Saints possess now. Torres around Fend. A grab of the jersey will stop the clock with 13:13 left and a yellow card to Annika Fend. The official will track her down and show her yellow. And this free kick will be taken right at the Sac logo. Free kick by Freya Jones. Ball sent in. Touchdown once. Teskey comes out of there and boots it forward. Sent back into the box. Touched once. Henry there in a battle. And it goes out of bounds. Saints bring on another player. Eagles make 3 changes. Pettit, Ude, and Frick in. With the Saints bringing Blowen back in to replace Simmons. Ude on the ball. Waited too long. Still with it though. Goes far side. Teskey in a sprint toward the ball. It's booted back toward midfield. Xander keeps it in play. Saints have outshot Carson-Newman 6-3 in the second half. Good ball here, but Kabachi there to cover it up. 11:45 and counting. Xander will throw it in along the far side. Xander throws it in again. 10:45 and counting with Carson-Newman ahead 2-1. Ude tried a shot. It was blocked. Now tries again. Wide right. Goal kick Limestone. Substitution for Limestone. Saints bring Delaney Williams back in for Emily Torres. Elliott takes the goal kick as the Saints head down the stretch, trailing by 1 with 10 to play. Foul on Limestone. Eagles take their time here and try to work forward for this free kick. Eagles wanted a handball. Addie Henry heads it out of bounds. Goes back out again. Another throw for Limestone. A group trailing by 1 and in need of every point it can get down this stretch this season. One back of making the tournament right now. Will still be alive regardless win or lose or tie tonight, but it certainly helps their case if they don't go into Wednesday's Mars Hill match needing 3 points. They get one here, they would only need one on Wednesday as well to get a berth in the SAC tournament. Ground pass intercepted by Pettit, but here's space now for Rosswall. Rosswall, ball into the box. Kabachi steps up and handles. 8:40 and counting. Carson-Newman ahead by a goal. When you look back at Carson-Newman's games, probably the closest match Carson-Newman's played in its last few matches, and probably the closest in most time. It's going to play a 1-goal game this month. Go back to the Lincoln Memorial match. The Eagles led 2-0 for a lot of it. Gave up an 83rd minute goal. I think it was in the final 10 minutes. The Eagles defended well after that goal and held on for a 2-1 win. Got to do it again here. Ball into the box. Dangerous. It bounces once. A couple players on the end of it. It's loose. Deflected and scored. Limestone ties it up with 7:55 left. And we've got an injured Carson-Newman player. Saints have scored twice in the second half. And this time, I think it was Ellie Mills on the end of it. Check that, it was surveying blow-in. Saints tie it, and the Eagles have an injured player in the box. I think it's Felicia Frick. No, it's not Frick. It's Kendall Garber shaking up for Carson-Newman in the box. An awkward sequence in the box. And it sees the Saints tie it, surveying blow-in. And now Carson-Newman must score to try to get back in front. Giles puts it back into play for Ude. Elena Corbett checks in for Carson-Newman with the injured Garber off the pitch now. Saints have controlled this entire second half, and it pays off with a pair and maybe a third. The way this offense has worked, Eagles going to try to change it here. Ude at midfield. Selena on the ball, goes far side with a sprinting Felicia Frick. Frick into the far corner. Trying to get around a defender. It was well, though, defended by Tuva Hodney. Saints back on the ball. Molly Zander pressuring, ends up near side for Stina Rosswall. Ground pass behind the defense. Here's a sprinting Delaney Williams. Two players go down. It's Pettit and Williams going down. Pettit's fouled and shaken up a little bit as well. Clock continues to run, 6:50 and counting. Pettit's still down. The official now will ask us to stop the clock. And Pettit wants to catch her breath here. 6:43 to go. Limestone has scored twice in the second half. Lucy Bertrand in the 61st minute. And now surveying blow-in in the 83rd. Ude crosses midfield. Turns on her defender, gets around one now. Looks for options, turns again, goes near side, Zander. Molly turns on a defender. Lifts one into the box, Giles there, it's deflected out. and cleared toward midfield. Or cleared back toward the attacking third after the initial clearance to midfield. The ball played on. Henry got a touch on it. Simmons steps in. Pettit took it away. Clean tackle. Well done by the freshman Eagles back on the move. Crossing midfield. It's Zander on the ball with space. Sophomore midfielder still with it. Goes near side into the box. Giles. Cross. Deflected in control by the Saints. And they are in a hurry back the other way. Simmons near side, 5.5 to go. Through ball, Bertrand is on sides. Corbett there, defends well, watches this one go out of bounds for a goal kick. Eagles bring Arnaudotter and Delgado in. Teskey and Giles out. Delgado points instructions as she runs onto the field. She's already scored once tonight. Eagles have both Giles and Delgado as goal scorers, but are unable to hold on to the lead in this second half. Have to regain it back here, maybe in the final 4.5. Zander crosses midfield, leaves one off Arnaudotter with space along the far side. Here's a cross right to the defender, and the Saints win it back. Burst of speed for Hodney across midfield. Nobody is stopping her. She continues to dribble, goes into the far corner. Ball goes out. Who's it off of? It's off of Carson-Newman, a Limestone corner, just its second of the game, and it comes with 4 minutes to go. Saints have scored twice, and they won a third. A win for Limestone, and it increases their chances to make the SAC tournament. Carson-Newman has seen maybe a SAC tournament hosting opportunity go away in this half. Ball played out to Pettit. It's deflected out, now controlled by Blowen. Ball sent in, Kabachi's there. 3:40 and counting. Can the Eagles work forward with numbers? Ball played back to Rosemary Elliott. Eagles have scored once off of one of her turnovers. Here's one now. Delgado, pass off. Arnaudotter, she's one-on-one, but offsides. Anita Arnaudotter was behind the defense and had a 1v1 with the keeper, but was behind it and did not stay on sides. Eagles back on the attack, approaching the 3-minute mark. Near corner. Molly Zander crosses it in. It bounces once. Arnaudotter, a touch over top the crossbar. 2:50 and counting. Good ball from Zander. It found the foot of Arnaudotter, who goes over top of going out of play. Certainly a tale of two halves. Limestone did not record a shot in the first half. It has 7 in this half, 5 on goal, and has 2 goals. Molly Zander sprints this one down in the near corner. Gets around her defender. Gets pushed down. Foul outside the box. 2:15 and counting. Official hasn't told us to stop the clock. Eagles will hustle. Henry will step over it. The senior is going to get honored later tonight. Can she come through for her team down the stretch? Maybe Carson-Newman's final chance. A wall of 3 will be built by the Saints. Here's Henry's ball. Wide right of the post. Excellent chance for the 5th-year senior. But it goes wide right, and is that the last chance either of these two teams will get? 90 seconds remain. Saints booted across midfield to the feet of one of their goal scorers, Lucy Bertrand. Zander tracks this one down. Still in play. 70 seconds. Sprinting forward, long distance shot over top of goal. 65 seconds left. Eagles take a quick goal kick and try to work forward. Henry around one defender. Does Carson-Newman have last second magic? Henry into the midfield, intercepted. Fields takes it right back. Fields far side for Xander. She's got a lot of room over there. 40 seconds and counting. Maybe the final sequence of the game. Xander cut off by Hodney. She keeps it in play and boots it toward midfield. Eagles have time, 30 seconds. Fend, top of the box. Arnadottir a touch. It's loose. Cleared back toward midfield, 20 seconds to go. Pettit chests it down, leaves it for Fields. 15 seconds. Taken away. Saints want last life. Bertrand trying to get it around Corbett, didn't do so. Final boot toward the box. It's headed away. And that will wrap up this one from McCowan Field. In a game of two halves, Carson-Newman dominated the first 45. Limestone dominates the second 45. And it sees the two teams play to a 2-2 draw. Eagles score the first two. Limestone scores the final two and leaves McCowan Field with a point. Final score between Carson-Newman and Limestone, 2 apiece. Giles and Delgado score for Carson-Newman, but it's not enough. Eagles tie for a third time this year and a second time in league play. Second time the Saints tie this year, second tie in league play as well. 30 minutes have been put on the clock. The men's teams will take the field and get ready to roll here from McCowan Field. Ryan Wilkes will take you through that one right here on the Eagle Sports Network.